Greetings and salutations. Welcome to Talks with Timoskii, a podcast for the youth of today where we discuss enriching topics with the aim of helping people like you become a better version of yourself. Now sit back, relax, and enjoy. Okay, so first and foremost, do you want to just tell the viewers, a brief introduction, like who you are and what you do, basically, where you're from, all of that kind of stuff?
I'm Kade Andrews. I'm 17 from New Zealand, and I'm a self-improvement YouTuber content creator, and I really want to teach young men to be men instead of what the fuck society is teaching everyone to be today.
Respect. No, that's sick, man. And so, where does that, desire stem from? Wanting to teach young men all this stuff. Where did that start in your journey?
Because I'm an extreme person. I've been at both extremes, and one extreme is not good. Like playing video games, watching porn, drinking all the time. There's no good about that path, and I'm trying to show that there's another way.
So you said you've been at both extremes, right?
Yep.
Okay, so do you mind just giving a bit of info about like your experience before you even found out about self improvement? Like, what was that
Oh,
extreme? I've got to ask. It's good for the viewers
okay.
so they can see like where you came from and
Yeah.
where you are now, if you get what I mean.
So I discovered porn when I was 8 years old, and that is the
All
main
right.
thing that fucked me up. Because I heard it was like my babysitter at the time. He was maybe like 14, 15, like high school, but
Okay.
maybe I think it's sophomore year around there.
Yeah.
And
Around there. Yeah.
I just heard him say it, and I'm like, "What's that?" And he's like, "Oh no, nah, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. It's a scary movie." And then I pull out my my iPod Touch. Do you remember those?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Like I go up into my room later that day, and then I search it up, and I still remember the exact moment that I pressed on images. Like it felt like something
Oh, I
clicked in my
see.
brain. Because when you discover it at such a young age, you don't even know what sexual arousal is. And
Yeah, that's true.
I was literally addicted when I was like 11 years old. And it only got worse and worse, more times per day. Got to about 4 or 5 times per day. When I was about 15, I was playing COD for 5 hours a day. I used to drink 4 or 5 cans of Coke a day. And I did that for about a year
Really.
straight. I don't know how I still have teeth.
4 or 5 a day. Okay, I see.
Only time
Right.
I'd socialize was drinking. Only had friends that I only did things with them because I was in the same environment as them. I'd only play video games with them or I'm with them at school.
I
So
see.
yeah, I sort of reached the
Okay.
bottom of the rabbit hole.
Okay. And so, around what age was this? Like, the drinking like 5 cans of Coke a day, COD 5 times a day.
Uh, about mid 2022, and
Mid
before
twenty
then,
twenty
like
two.
it started 2021 to 2022.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so, what changed? Like, what made you give up all of those, addictions and get on self improvement? Was it a YouTuber a video you came across, or a mindset kind of that's like switch? What was it?
It was a mix of the two. Okay, so I had very I had a lot of struggles with bullying. I had about 7 or 8 bullies at my time, and it got pretty bad until the point where I lashed out at one of them, and the entire school found out about it. Like, I kind of fucked them up. And
Nice.
I was like, I was like searching around, like, okay, I need to do this better for when someone else tries bullying me. So I was like searching up what to do in a street fight, and that's where I came across a Hamza video. Hamza video, however you say
I see. It's always
it. And I
Hamza.
was like, I was watching this video, like, this guy's exactly like me.
Yeah.
It was actually crazy. This was like October last year, September.
October
around
last
there.
year.
And I was like, I always thought meditation was just some monk shit. And then I heard this like Chad looking motherfucker saying, "Yo, you should meditate." Like,
Yeah, that's literally I found out like about the whole self improvement thing through Hamza as well, and I was like, in the first like initial stages, what on earth are you talking about? But I gave it a try, and
yeah.
where we are today. What does now that you've been found self improvement, all that kind of stuff? What does a day in your life look like now?
Ooh. Are we talking about a work day or just a normal day?
Yeah, we can go a work day.
Okay, so I wake up at 5 in the morning every morning, 7 days a week, because I need to be up for work and like sleep schedule. You need to wake up at the same time, and
Yeah,
I do affirmations, visualization, gratitude journaling, make my bed. Those four things. Have breakfast. Then I'm off to work at like 5:40, and then
fair enough.
get home from work at about 3:30 around there. When
Oof.
I get home, eat, work out, record a few videos, meditate, journal, oof. And then I watch like a podcast or two, YouTube videos and
Okay.
stuff, and then I read,
Okay.
sleep.
Nice. Sounds very productive, man. So, which YouTuber or kind of self improvement creator would you say has impacted you the most?
Ooh. I've got to say there's three:
Yeah. Okay.
David
Which
Goggins,
ones?
Tristan Tate, Hamza.
David Goggins.
100% those three.
Nice. Nice. And how comes? Let's go through each one. David Goggins. What impact has he had on your life?
Just like the mindset of it doesn't matter if you don't feel like doing it, you do it anyways, and you do it to the best of your ability, no matter what you feel, and the mind gives up before the body. That really
Mm,
pushed me a lot.
that's nice. Yeah, David Goggins, one of my favorite. Every time I feel like giving up on the set, I'm like, I play that video, and you don't know me, son. Yeah, I
Yeah,
play that. I play that in my head, and that keeps me going. The boats on the logs. Oh, I love that video. Yeah, David Goggins is a good one. Okay, so Tristan Tate. I noticed you said Tristan instead of Andrew. So how come? Why is that?
okay, so I'm a younger brother. I have three older brothers, and I always resembled a lot more with Tristan because he's like the bigger brother, but the younger brother, and he's also like not as much of a persona. He's actually quite genuine, and he's not just
Mm,
like, "Why is a woman flying my plane?" or some shit like that. He's actually like speaking his mind because he doesn't care about views. Andrew's getting the views. He can just be himself. So
that's true.
yeah,
Fair enough. And Hamza, what's Hamza done for you?
the habits. I think that's the
Habits.
main thing. Just like,
Yeah.
yo, stop playing video games. Here's what you do instead. Here's how you quit porn. This is what you do. Yeah,
Mm, okay.
that's what
And
Hamza helped
so
me.
that's fair. Speaking of habits, which habit, reading, journaling, meditating, has had the biggest effect on your life that you can't go a day without doing?
Okay, I'd say it's meditating,
Meditating.
100%, because like my micro niche, whatever you want to call it, is presence. Like you should always be living in the moment. And the way to enforce that on a daily basis is meditation. Easily.
I
Because like
see.
meditation goes with anything, whether you're playing sports, whether you're on a call, whether you're working, whatever it is, meditation can always help.
Yeah, that's facts, man. Presence is important. Like I try to. I haven't been lately. I've been slacking, but meditate. I know the importance of it for sure. So, speaking of presence, why is that such an important thing? Like, do you think that most teenagers and young adults aren't very present in their daily lives, or what is presence to
100%.
you?
Like presence is not thinking about other things while you're doing something. So let's say if one friend was venting to another friend, that other friend should be there present listening instead of just bringing up other shit. Like, oh,
Mm,
this happened and I'm feeling really sad about it. And then the other guy would just go along and say, oh, that reminds me of this. Like, bro, you're meant to listen. And like,
yeah.
this goes with anything. And I think with being on video games so much, my mind was always somewhere else while I was in class with friends and just
Mm,
learning to be present. That was a game changer for me.
I love that, man. I see. Okay, so speaking of like, video games and addictions, all of that kind of stuff, what advice would you give to someone who is in that boat right now? They're 15 years old and they play Call of Duty for 10 hours a day or Fortnite or whatever, and they know that it's not good for them. They're trying to stop and, get on self improvement, but they just can't get rid of it. It's an addiction, it's difficult.
Okay, I don't I don't hear this often, but stick to the same game because
Okay.
everyone gets bored of the same game. Like video games don't hit the same. The reason they do hit the same is when they're consistently changing games. That's what delayed me from quitting video games eventually.
Mm,
If I just stick to Call of Duty, I would have quit a lot sooner because I would have just got so bored.
I see. But don't you feel like these games are like, they're always constantly developing them and finding new ways to, like Fortnite, there's like 25 new seasons or something. I have no idea. So
Okay,
what
yeah,
do you think about
that's a
that?
good point. But I would highly recommend it for like FIFA, COD, NBA
Oh,
2K.
okay.
Most of those they release them yearly. So if you're stuck on that old game, if you're stuck playing the 2019 game and it's 2022,
Yeah,
you're
it's
going
pretty
to
much the
get
same
bored
thing.
and like the game's going to die and your love for gaming will die with the game.
Mm, that is true.
I'm not sure
Okay,
about
nice
Fortnite
one.
though.
Yeah, I've got no idea. Okay, so uh, do you read any books, by the way? Like self-improvement books, self-help books, all that kind of stuff?
Currently reading The Way of the Superior Man and The 4 Hour Work Week.
Nice, nice.
And God, 48 Laws of Power. Don't have the
But yeah,
page.
I'm on that one right now. Yeah, that one. Oh,
A
that one's good. That one's good. Well, okay. So, out of all the ones that you have read, which one would you say has been your favorite? Like, it's impacted you the most, or changed your mindset the most? The way you speak to your
There's
friends, or which
two
one?
that come to mind
Oh,
immediately.
okay.
Can't Hurt Me from David Goggins and How to Win Friends and Influence People by
Mm,
David something.
uh,
Cahill?
Carnegie,
Carnegie,
something like
yeah.
Dale Carnegie. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's it.
Not gonna
Okay.
lie, I've
Ooh.
always been quite a coarse person and didn't really give a fuck about what other people thought of me, but reading that first book was just it changed the way I was thinking with in terms of speaking to people. And Can't Hurt Me is just I would highly recommend it. Like an inspiring story and actually actionable steps along the way while he's selling it.
Okay, can't help me and the both of them are in my list. I've not got around to reading any of them yet, but yeah, man, I'm definitely gonna give them a read. Okay, and what would you say are some of your short and long term goals? Like some goals for this year, and then goals. Where do you see yourself in the next 5, 10 years? What are you aspiring to achieve?
Long term, I want to be like the ultimate
What's this?
person.
The ultimate,
Like
the
I want
Adonis.
Adonis.
Okay, the
Like
ultimate person. What does that look like?
a man who is hardworking, masculine, disciplined, all of that, financially successful, but not a fuckboy, an actual like gentleman, as if it were like 100 years ago. Always paying for the dates, all of that, and
Okay.
someone who I aspire to be a leader because I feel like there's a lot of things that are unsaid on the internet that I actually want to say, even though I get banned.
Yeah, there's so much like censorship nowadays. You can't even say what you want to say unless you're, a specific particular type of person. Okay, so you said masculinity there. What exactly would you describe a masculine man to be? Because nowadays it's getting mixed up with the idea of toxic masculinity, if that
Okay,
makes
yeah.
any sense.
I think toxic masculinity is just like, yes, there's toxic people, but toxic masculinity doesn't really exist, but there are some traits of like being overly aggressive or
Okay.
showing zero emotion and having zero emotion. Like stoicism is about having emotion but being able to control it under dire circumstances. Meaning like your bank account just got cancelled or some shit. You have no money left, but you're actually okay with it and you're going to continue working hard. I think that's
I
the
see.
main mix up. And it's not
Okay.
masculine to fuck as many women as possible. That's my opinion.
You think,
Yeah,
oh, the red
because
pillars aren't going to be happy.
being masculine, like one of the main features is self control. That's something I really want to make more videos on because it
Self
isn't
control.
preached as much with dating. It's just
Yeah.
fuck wherever you can, I guess.
Yeah. That's literally the red pill. Yeah. Okay. That's interesting. So, what do you be? Do you believe like, just one relationship and monogamy, all of that kind of stuff?
Yeah, 100%.
Okay. What made you decide to like, start creating content on YouTube in the first place?
Ooh, I used to make
Toughy.
Fortnite videos.
Oh,
So this is
yeah,
in
that's fair.
2019. I actually got a bit better
2019,
than a
right?
lot of my friends. Like we all used to play, and I actually like started grinding, and I was like, shit, I could probably
Yeah.
get somewhere with this. The furthest I got was like 100 subs. And then I moved to Call of Duty and started grinding. Like we're talking 4 or 5 hours a day. And I've always had a love for
Okay,
content and content creation
I
well
see.
before self improvement. So yeah.
Okay, and do you, you know, get inspired by any of the other content creators on YouTube, like, and implement that into your content? Where maybe it's with editing, maybe it's with the way you script your videos, thumbnails, anything.
Mm, I think
Or would you
I,
say it's all your completely your own, ideas and creativity?
well, in the book, still like an artist, that's nothing is truly original. It's just your own authentic
Mm,
input on that certain thing. I
I
have
like
taken a
that.
lot of inspiration from a few people, like in terms of principles, not just like laying out my videos, but what to show to the world.
Okay, I like
So
that.
with, I'll admit this, I do tell stories because it works really well with Hamza. That's an example. And I
Mm,
think with Tristan Tate and his influence, he's actually teaching people to be a gentleman. And that's something I want to teach more.
yeah, there's not many true gentlemen in today's society for sure. I love that. And I won't keep you much longer. What advice or just one tip would you give to a teenager who's, they're down bad right now and they really do want to improve their lives, but they've got no motivation. They haven't got any discipline. They don't know what consistency is. And they really want to do better for themselves. What tip could you give to someone who's trying to make a change, but they just haven't got that willpower? It's a toughie.
That's a good question. Yeah. Do you remember Heath Ledger, like the Joker?
Heath Ledger.
He
Heath
did
Ledger.
the Joker in the Dark Knight.
Oh, right. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, he locked himself in his apartment for like 6 months or something for the role. That is actually similar to what I did.
Interesting.
I went through a phase of just not talking to anyone and reshaping my mind and my beliefs that therefore changed my actions. So, to anyone that's watching that's in that phase of they know what to do, but they can't, keep consuming the content because you become more like the people that you're watching. And the more you're watching, you will eventually take action because your mind will redevelop itself into this person that
Mm,
does take action.
I love that. So you say, like, kind of goes for a bit, isolate yourself and kind of reinvent yourself, that's what's going to happen from that.
Yeah, well, I'm not
Okay,
saying like
cool.
go to the extreme that I did, but it
Okay,
will
yeah.
definitely help.
Okay, I like that. So, because you said you were talking about, like kind of not isolating yourself, but just like being in the room and just kind of collecting your thoughts, and that's how someone can take themselves to the next level.
Yeah.
And do you think so? For someone who hasn't really got positive influences around them, maybe their friends, they all drink and smoke weed and all that kind of stuff. Do you think that they could bring their friends along with them and go on that journey of self improvement together?
Nah.
No,
Elevation requires separation. For you to
I like
improve
that.
your life, you need to improve everything around you. Like even your room layout, how you make your bed, your clothing that you wear, your social circle. You need to change everything if you want to see the best results possible.
Mm, I like that. So, your school friends, people that you grew up with, you can't unfortunately bring them along with you. Is that what you're saying?
I mean, I think I've inspired a couple to be hitting the gym a little bit more, but
Okay,
you'll never be able to get them onto self improvement, like the lifestyle of it. Never.
I see. So, how can people who are on self improvement find other people like themselves that have the same mindset, same ambitions? Would you say?
Okay, so the thing with self improvement is that most of the people that consume this content, they used to be the Jeffrey. So to find people that are like minded now that are like close to the Adonis is to actually not try and find other people that are on self improvement, but other people that have always been at that level. Because the people that
Mm,
consume self improvement content, yes, it's a growing population, but it will be a lot more easy to just find a dude that's actually similar to you at your nearest, I don't know, chess club and he works out, or your gym or fighting gym, something like that, like athletes.
mm, that's true. Okay, I like that. Yeah, surrounding yourself with the right kind of people is really important if you want to
Yeah,
take yourself to the next level.
they don't need the same villain backstory as you.
Yeah, feeling Baxter. Yeah, from Jeffrey to Adonis. Okay, perfect, man. Great answers, by the way. So, where can people find you on, social media and all that kind of stuff?
Just search up Kade Andrews on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok.
Kade Andrews,
Um,
Instagram.
on Instagram, there's an underscore after the name. Yeah.
Kade Andrews underscore, guys. The links are going to be in the description and everything. But yeah, thank you for coming on, man. Great answers, by the way. And you're killing it on YouTube right now. 10K
Thank you,
coming
bro.
very soon. Love that.
Thanks for having me on, man.
No problem, man. And yeah, that's the end of it. Thanks for watching, guys, and we'll see you in the next one. Okay, guys, so that is the end of the podcast. I hope you took something away from that. And yeah, I'll see you in the next one. Peace.